What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what it do? I hope that everybody had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. My Christmas went really well, y'all. My family had a fish fry and I baked a strawberry cake, buttercream icing. We tore that thing up. But anyways, for today's episode of Solo Diaries, I wanted to come on and share with you all a few things that I'll be doing to reset for the new year 2025. I know everybody says the New Year's resolutions are super cliche, but I can't lie. As a girly that loves to plan, I still love to write them out. The new year is one of my most favorite times of the year, and it's also a good time for reflection, just thinking about the positive, the negative, and everything in between, where I was at spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, all of that good stuff. And of course, celebrate your highs and accomplishments if you had any, but also pay attention to the areas that maybe weren't so great. Every year won't be on the up and up. We all experience loss, death, breakups, financial hardships, and some of these things may have been completely out of our control. But the key is to sit with those things and process whatever has happened. Get the lessons out of it, and then figure out how you can begin to set yourself up for something greater come 2025. For me personally, I have to say 2024 was overall a pretty solid year. A few positives were that I took my first big girl international solo trip to Bali. Truly amazing experience. Also, I finally moved out of my parents' house. Another really big milestone for me, all praises. But some of the negatives about this year, I definitely have to say, was my productivity level. If I added up the amount of time I spent just mindlessly scrolling on socials and just engaging in content that has absolutely nothing to do with my life, I would be way too rich. Doom scrolling is like my biggest downfall. That and gluttony. Gluttony is also another thing that I still struggle with. Really just sugar, but we'll get into all of that in a little bit. So I'm gonna give you guys my 3-step process that I'll be implementing to reset and ultimately make sure I'm on the right track for 2025. The 3 steps really isn't nothing crazy. It's gonna be straight to the point. The first step is gonna be to remove. The second, write it out. And the third, execute. So the first step that I have is removal. What are we removing? Any and everything that is hindering us from growing our relationship with God and becoming the best version of ourselves. These are our distractions, our vices, bad habits, guilty pleasures, and this includes people, places, things, all of them. Take some time to sit down and make a list with pen and paper. Write down the question, what current distractions are keeping me from my next level? And it could be so many things: doom scrolling, gossiping, excessive drinking, smoking, spending money, giving the wrong people access to your body, access to your time that you know you should have been cut off, watching porn, emotional eating, all of these temporary things that feel good in the moment, but when the moment is over, it leaves you back at square one. And I already shared with you guys earlier 2 of my biggest vices that I'm gonna be removing, which is social media and sugar. I've already started my social media fast, which will be a couple weeks long. I deactivated all of my social medias, TikTok and Instagram, and then for YouTube, I'm just not currently logged in. And there's no need to announce your fast to the world, guys. That's actually very lame and corny. The only reason I'm telling y'all is to give you a thorough example on what your fast may look like. I honestly don't even really use Instagram anymore. I don't know, some about it just don't sit right with me. TikTok is mainly where I be at. I feel like I'm a generally lighthearted person, so I like TikTok because I just be on there joked out, y'all. The comments literally be funnier than the video. So I mostly just use TikTok and YouTube, of course. YouTube, that's my number one. That's my OG, triple OG. YouTube is the most educational out of any social media app, but it still can be a distraction if you're looking at the wrong content. To wrap all of this up though, if you're somebody that struggles with excessively scrolling on your phone, mindlessly scrolling, looking at a whole bunch of nothing, please take a break. Log out of all the apps, deactivate, delete the app, and go touch some grass. It's very hard in the beginning, but you'll experience tons of clarity and peace as time goes on. The second personal vice that I'm removing is sugar. Starting January 1st, I'm doing a 40-day sugar fast. 40 days, bro. I'm crying already. But I could tell in my spirit that I've made sugar an idol. And I don't eat candy or chocolates. I'm more of a pastry kind of girl. I love any kind of cake, cookies, brownies, warm pastries with the ice cream on top. All of that. And I'm also an emotional eater, so I've recognized patterns. Whenever I'm tired, I go for sugar. When I'm irritated, stressed, sad, sugar is my go-to. But I need to be going to God when I'm experiencing these emotions and not to food. Plus, I have to be very careful because diabetes and high blood pressure runs in my family. So what happened in 10 years when my high metabolism wears off and I've had kids and it's way harder for me to keep the weight off? That's exactly why I have to be proactive now about my health. And not gonna lie, I do be working out so I can have some freedom in the kitchen, but an overall healthy diet is so important. So to help me out on the journey, I bought this book called The 40-Day Sugar Fast. I actually saw my fellow Bumblebee Karina reading this book in her vlog. So if you're watching this, hey girl, hey. But yeah, as soon as I seen the title on the book, I instantly said in my head like, yup, I need that. I need that right now, today. So I ordered it on Amazon, and I'm gonna go into more detail on the book in another video, but it is a spiritually based book, which I'm very excited about. Now come up with your own list of any current distractions, any vices, stuff that you know got you in a chokehold, and then come up with the best action plan to remove them, whether that be temporarily or forever. Alright, the second step that I have is to simply write it out. This is where you're going to write out all of your goals for 2025. I know a lot of people like to use the SMART goal system, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That's a really great system to use. For me personally, I'm going to be using a system called the 3 Bs. This was an acronym created by Tony Gaskins. You might have heard of him before. He's mainly a relationship coach, but he also teaches a lot on walking with God and self-development, which I personally really like. So a couple years ago, I came across this video called the 3 Bs, and he's done multiple videos on it. Actually, I'll link a video of him talking about it down below, because he can obviously explain it better than I can. But the 3 Bs are going to be brains, brand, and body. And he originally created it for people in their single season that desire to be in a relationship and what to work on in the meantime. But as I was listening to the video, I was like, wait a minute, like this kind of fire. This would be a great self-development or goal-setting system for anybody in any season of life, whether single or taken. So the first and most important B is going to be the brains. What are you feeding your mind on a daily basis? The brain consists of your faith and overall knowledge. Just a quick side note, with each B, I'm writing down a goal that I want to achieve in that specific area. So maybe you want to get closer to God, write that down. Maybe you want to go to school or read more books, learn about a business idea, lose weight, gain weight, eat healthier, work out. Write those goals down and then be feeding yourself the necessary knowledge to achieve those goals. You must feed your brain with the proper nutrients above all, and then everything else will follow. Watching a whole bunch of celebrity gossip ain't about to do nothing for your life. Leave that alone. Properly feed your brain. That's the first B on the list. The next B is going to be your brand. You yourself, you have a personal brand. This is not just for some type of external business. It's your personality, your character, what you're known for. What do people think of when they hear your name? Maybe you hear that you're mean or rude a lot. You may want to make it a goal to be kinder or learn to watch your mouth more. Maybe people are constantly running over you and it's like no matter how much you give, it's never enough. People talking crazy to you. You may want to work on being more assertive and setting more boundaries. Now, in terms of a business, this could either be on a job you're working at or entrepreneurship. If you're strictly working your 9 to 5 right now, then focus on showing up as the best version of yourself and giving 100% every single day. Strive to be the best employee or strive for a promotion if it's available. And if you dislike your job, begin to work on switching careers. I know Tony is always talking about building something you can't be fired from though. So if you have anything that you know how to do very well, I'd look into monetizing it. The point is that every single person walking this earth has a gift, something that they can do that's very unique, which is literally written in the Bible. so you can turn that into a business. Your gift will make room for you. But remember, both your personal brand and whatever you do for a living is included in this category called brand. So set some goals in that area. All right, the last B is gonna be your body. The first goal should be to spiritually preserve your body. Stop creating soul ties with people that you don't see yourself being with forever. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this part, but it really is affecting your other B's, whether you're conscious of it or not. Now, some other goals that will fall under body would be exercise and diet. Whether you want to lose weight, gain weight, maintain, build muscle, write those down. And you can start with at-home workouts. You don't got to run out and get a gym membership that you know you're not going to use consistently. Get on YouTube, find a 10-minute session, do that for a few weeks, then you can move up from there. I plan on working out 4 days a week, and I'm telling y'all so that I can be held accountable. I'm gonna check back in eventually and be honest about how it's been going. But yes, I'm positive that the way that we treat our body actually has a big effect on our brains. When I'm eating greasy food and sugar back to back and I'm not working out consistently, I'm constantly tired and sluggish. I wake up tired, I'm irritable, I don't want to be bothered, I'm emotional. But when I'm eating healthy fruits and vegetables, when I'm working out, I have more energy, I have mental clarity, I'm ready to take on the day. So that's a 3B system that I'll be following to set my New Year's goals. Like I said, I'll link Tony's video down in the description so you can learn more about them in detail. But I found them very helpful for structuring my New Year's goals, so they aren't just all over the place. They all have a specific B that they fall under. Now, the very last step that I have in my 3-step process, stay with me, is to simply execute. And please keep in mind that this does not have to begin right on the 1st. And realistically, this reset can be done at any time of the year. I like to start a few weeks before the new year, so by the 1st, I already got the ball rolling. Or maybe you can't start until a few weeks after, because the 1st is just a crazy week or something. You're crazy busy. Maybe you're watching this in March and you just need a hard reset. Don't get super caught up on the dates and the calendar. God don't even move on calendars and dates. The Bible says that 1,000 years to us is like 1 day to him. He don't move on time like us. So don't ever feel pressured like, oh, if I don't start by this date, or dang, I messed up today, then I should just say forget it altogether. Don't do that. If you fall off for a month, get up and continue the race. But I have found that I have the most success when I start before I feel quote unquote ready. It'll always be something out of place. Life is gonna always life. So just jump in right now and make the adjustments as you go. And if you fall off, that's all right, because you know what? The righteous man falls 7 times but gets back up again. Also, don't just focus on the end goal. Celebrate those small victories. Tell yourself, I made it to the gym today. That's a win. I didn't use social media today. That's a win. I actually read a chapter of my book. I ate the food at the house. I didn't go out to eat. That's a win. And the more that you count up those small victories, you'll begin to see yourself getting closer and closer to those resolutions that you wrote down. If you put God first and submit everything to Him, make sure that your desires align with His desires, He gonna make sure that you get to where you need to be. It might not be on your timing, it might not be in the way that you want it, but you'll get there nonetheless. So I really hope that these 3 New Year reset tips helped you to get into a fresh mindset for the year to come. I love you guys so much, and I'm praying for clarity and vision for your year 2025.